What is up, guys? Welcome, Crypto FUD. And let's jump right into this, guys. So, today, right now, we're going to be talking about Aerodrome. By popular demand, I was requested to potentially make some kind of videos in regards to what actually is Aerodrome, where some potential price targets are. Is this a good buying opportunity? And where do I see this particularly going in the middle, in the midst of altcoin season? Where could we potentially see this thing run up to? Let's get into this now. So first things first, let's check it out right now. Aerodrome, I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. Aerodrome. Basically, to explain everything real quick, this is a DEX that's running off the base ecosystem, Coinbase, right? So you have Solana. Solana has its own ecosystem. You have Ethereum has its own ecosystem. Well, we have Coinbase, and Base is its ecosystem that basically is a layer 2 that's on Ethereum, but it's its own ecosystem, right? And one of the biggest, I think the biggest DEX that's on right now is Aerodrome, right? So a lot of people are very bullish on this project. A lot of big things going on with it. I see in the future Coinbase, Base particularly, being a big ecosystem. It already is, but I do see it competing with something like Solana, going tit for tat as far as liquidity coming into that space as far as with their projects and devs and people building on that ecosystem. So with that being said, right now, Aerodrome sitting at around 85 cents right now. If we can see a couple of things I wanted to point out. We're looking at the daily right here. We're looking at the daily, and you can see the MACD down here on the bottom looking very, very bullish. This thing's looking like it has a lot more in it as far as where it wants to run. Obviously, given right now with the circumstances of everything that's going on in the crypto space, you'd be a fool to say that we're not basically running with Bitcoin, obviously right now, until we can get into a full-blown altcoin season. We're basically kind of running with Bitcoin. Bitcoin does good, alts are going to do good as well. Something like this is going to do well as well. Other than if there's any big announcements for Aerodrome, right? We're going to cover some things that actually have been dropping, but if there is any particular big developments with this particular project, that's when you're going to see it kind of decouple from Bitcoin and kind of do its own thing temporarily, right? If Bitcoin is just surging up and we're getting good news as far as big developments for this particular project, you're going to see this project outperform Bitcoin times a lot, right? But if Bitcoin is particularly not having good days or not good weeks, potentially what we could be seeing in the next few days, next few weeks, Aerodrome could potentially stay where it's at, maybe have some downward movement temporarily right now, just because the environment right now may not be the best for some big movement towards the upside. Even though on the back end, a lot of things are going on with the project, the environment maybe isn't correct for this project to explode, and break above that dollar mark that everybody knows is eventually going to be happening again. So again, right now we're at around 85.9 cents, which is basically around the 86 cents. You can see on the fib retracement, let me zoom down on this. You can see on the fib retracement on the 618, we're basically hitting our head at around that 95, 96 cent mark. That's going to be your 618 on your fib retracement. So that seems to be a big spot that we're going to have as some resistance. As far as support, we can go back previously on the charts and you can see this 74, maybe close to 75 cent mark is going to be your spot that we've had previously as support, and it has temporarily been resistance when the prices broke down below. So you can see we bounced off of this spot multiple times. We've come up, hit our head multiple times. We are above the price, so I would imagine if we do come down, that's going to be a big spot for some support around the 74.7 cents. We'll just call it the 75 cent mark. Me personally, if I was to be looking to accumulate on this project, obviously not financial advice, but right here, this is going to be your 786, around the 56, 57 cent area. I'm not saying that we're heading back down to those areas, but I would say if I had patience and I'm looking long term, that 57 cent mark or below, you can see previously, anytime we've bought below this blue line, which is the 786, that's the 56 or below, you can see it's been nothing but great, right? So I would say patience is a virtue. Anything below that 57, we'll say 57 cent or below, even around that 57 cent mark, tends to be a good spot for some accumulation, maybe some adding to the bag, or if you're looking to start accumulating, that might be a good entry point, in my opinion. where can this project actually go to? Well, obviously the sky's the limit for crypto, right? It depends on how well base is going to perform, and this during this run that we're in currently right now, and really getting into altcoin season. I always tell everybody on my channel, real quick, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe. We go live pretty much 5-6 times during the week. We also have a members only stream that we do multiple times during the week, and we really cover basically how I get these fib retracements, how I find support levels. We talk about new plays, all kinds of stuff. Under $5 a month, come join. We stream, like I said, we stream more on members only stream because we have a tight knit community, and we basically will cover anything that you want to be a better trader. Back onto the project. Where do I see this project running top? Depends on where base is going to be, but I would say all-time high right now is around $2.37. Looking at the actual market cap, you can see right now we're currently at around 700 million. I could easily see this project run up to probably around $5 to $10 billion project down the road, obviously with the perfect environment. So you're looking at an easy probably 10, maybe 12x with this project, particularly if, like I keep specifying, the environment, you know, is ripe for this project to run. That means we're in a massive bull run. Altcoin season is in effect. Not only altcoin season, but money flowing into DeFi, right? Because this is a DeFi project. This is a DEX on base, right? So we want to see DeFi, decentralized, right, running really well, and we saw that on the last bull run. So it's definitely going to occur at some point. We just don't know when yet. With that being said, a lot of big things for this project. Looking at basically what's going on, well, you can see just a week ago we have headlines: Aerodrome surges on Coinbase Shopify partnership, right? So we have partnerships coming in the back end, right? We have a lot of big things going on. And like I keep saying, with this particular project being on Coinbase's central exchange, it is on its central exchange, but also being on its DEX, its DeFi, right, ecosystem, this has a massive, massive potential. Coinbase being the second biggest central exchange behind Binance. I mean, what do we always say? We're always waiting for other projects to get onto Coinbase and Binance and stuff like that. And this project basically is already on there, the biggest DEX that's on their decentralized ecosystem. So a lot of potential here, guys, for this. So I'm going to leave it there. We'll make sure to keep coming out with more videos on Aerodrome. If you are interested as far as this project, make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe. Come join us in the live streams. We're here basically during the week and on the weekends as well. So I'll see you guys then. Other than that, thank you so much. See ya.